Hello. All right. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube today. After Memorial Day has just been passed, it's now behind us. What typically comes along with Memorial Day is alcohol. And so a lot of veterans and families may actually be struggling today, given all of the different triggers that may have taken place over the weekend. I thought it would be kind of fun to introduce my husband today, who is a combat veteran. He was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression, sleep deprivation, and we are raising a big blended family. Between the two of us, we have 7 kids, and technically we have 8 if you want to count our fully grown, his fully grown stepson. You guys kind of know me. I've shared my story about anxiety and depression and how I've gotten to the root of it and feels a million times better, no longer on medication and that kind of thing. But what I love about the two of us is we have been on a healing journey together. And the nice thing about as you heal together is that is what makes the relationship stronger. So, some of the work that Jason has had to do outside of being a combat veteran and some of the challenges that come with that is that he's also had to work on some old trauma from his childhood, as well as from being in the service. And as I said, if you're just tuning in, he did get that diagnosis from the VA with depression, anxiety, PTSD, and sleep deprivation. If you're tuning in live, please type live. If you're tuning on the replay, please type replay. We'd love to see who's tuning in today. And if you are here and you have any questions about any of the things that I mentioned with depression, anxiety, sleep deprivation, or PTSD, and you're watching live, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll pop the question on the screen and I'll get a point of view from Jason, who helps other veterans as well. So, Jason, let's get going here. Can you remember what it was like the day that you learned that you were sleep deprived?
Oof. All right. Well, I had already been going to the VA. They had already diagnosed me with the PTSD, anxiety, and also the depression.
Mm-hmm.
It was another day of going to therapy, going to see my psychologist, and we're sitting in the office and just talking about some stuff that was going on in life at the moment. And all of a sudden, she asked me, she's like, "How do you sleep at night?" And I looked her square in the face. I said, "I sleep fine. I mean, I've been sleeping fine for years. I can fall asleep anywhere. I just go to sleep. I wake up and go to the next day." And, I think I'd even shared, I was like, even in the service, I could fall asleep anywhere. I can remember driving in the back of a 5-ton in Iraq, fully geared out with my M16 right between me and falling asleep with my head like this, bouncing as we're riding in the back. And if anyone, not everybody has, but any vets out there who have ever rode in the back of a 5-ton knows how bouncy that thing is. And to be able to fall asleep in the back of that was, interesting. But needless to say, I told her I could sleep anywhere. And then she goes a little bit deeper and she says, "Well, how do you dream?" And I actually looked at her. I said, "I don't dream." "What do you mean?" She's like, "What do you mean you don't dream?" I said, "Well, I used to have nightmares, and I think my body just stops me from dreaming because I'm afraid of having nightmares." She's like, "So when was the last time you had a dream?" I was like, "I don't know." Then I just gave a rough date. I was like, "I don't know, back 2005." She's like, "So you're telling me you haven't had a dream that you remember since 2005?" Now this is back in 2000, like 13, somewhere in that period, 14, somewhere around there. And
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Really? You haven't dreamt?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Oh." do you realize you're sleep deprived? And I'm like, no, what's that mean? So she explained it, talked to me about if you're not getting deep sleep, if you're not hitting dreams, if you're not hitting your REM level of sleep, then where you're not getting good quality sleep and your body's not able to heal. No wonder why your anxiety's up. No wonder why your trauma, your PTSD triggers are happening more often. No wonder why you're going into depression more often than none. It's like,
Mm.
huh. So, of course, the VA did what they did and they put me on some sleep medication. So, and I was on that for a period of time. But yeah, I mean, I never knew any of that. And I was just confused, but thankful for the knowledge that the
Mhm.
psychologist shared with me.
Yeah. So what you learned, I'm going to mute you for this one portion with the wind. What you learned was that sleep was really important for your overall mental wellness and obviously your energy as well. And so it was while you were there getting treatment for maybe like your mood and different things like that. Um, it was interesting that she actually mentioned sleep was actually something that you needed to work on first. So you did say that you were on medication, and I know that you're not on medication anymore. So would you mind, I guess, just going into that a little bit more? Why did you kind of go more holistic?
All right. I I don't know. I literally didn't like waking up feeling groggy. I felt like I was missing kind of like a spark in life. The medication itself for me, um, it helped. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're in that season and it's helping you get through some tough times, it helped during that season. But I always felt like I was just missing a little bit. Like it had almost taken away some, I don't know, like vigor out of me. I was waking up groggy in the morning. Yes, I was sleeping. Yes, I was getting random here and there dreams. So I knew I was getting deeper sleep, but it wasn't consistent. And
Mm-hmm.
really just the feeling of blah that I had on it and like almost like brain fog feeling, not really being able to focus. There was a lot of things because I was on a few different meds for the different things. And the
Mm-hmm.
combination was just making me feel kind of like not like myself. Um, so I
Okay.
started looking at supplements that I could just buy over the counter.
Okay. So I remember having a cupboard full of different supplements as you went through this trial and error. I know that, and I did mute you again, but I know with the rhodiola was kind of like something you had tried, like different magnesium combinations. And so we really got into this, right? And because your biggest goal of all was just that mental clarity, getting rid of the brain fog and just feeling good, having the energy to keep up with our huge family. And then the two of us getting along, which just for the record, I had to do some work too. That's the reason why I went looking for holistic remedies as well. So it was the two of us needed to also figure this out. And so let's talk a little bit more about how you're feeling now as opposed to how you felt before. For instance, maybe go into how we have hiccups now as opposed to roadblocks. Oops, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
It's like, wow, I got taken off the screen. Thanks. Well, I think part of that though is even something for you to share about because
Mm,
um, I mean, anyone who knows, like when that fight and flight response happens, it's strong.
mhm,
And from my perspective, my thing was I would just shut down. And
mhm.
you, that would be challenging because it would last how long? How long
Well,
would how long would you kind of like be like, can I talk to you? Can I not talk to you? It would be like what, 2 or 3 days?
we had up to a week where I felt like after 2 or 3 days we could start to see eye to eye, but we weren't really connecting for sometimes up to a week.
Mm-hmm. And now we still have our hiccups. But what relationship doesn't? We're
Right.
raising kids. We're dealing with co-parenting everybody else around us, family stuff. We're doing the day-to-day bills and all of that stuff. We still have our hiccups, but
Hmm.
which is beautiful, is their hiccups.
Yeah.
Um, we have our disagreements, but we're able to move through it. And that's what I would say the best thing for me is I would get so hung up on something and it would just eat me alive uh,
Hmm.
until, and it was weird because, and I don't know if you recognize this too, even with yourself, with it, even in the anxiety side, until you were validated for the way that you were feeling, we would stay stuck on it. So now if we have two strong-willed people trying to have a conversation about things and we're not validating each other, then we're staying stuck. And now, because that we're both healing and our body through this gut brain access, helping our body heal and kind of going in that direction, the we're able to handle that stress different. It's called stress resilience, and we're able to process it faster in our own bodies, in our own minds, and go, all right, let's just move on from this. We're not being stuck on it. And I see it over and over with veterans, with fathers, with guys that I work with, where something happens and they just stay hung up on it for so long, and they want to keep repeating about what's going on instead of moving forward. Um, and I really think it's a level of your body just being imbalanced and allowing you to move forward. And all through the holistic healing that we've done through supplementation, but the lifestyle of holistic living has really made the big difference for me personally, and I know for you too.
Oh yeah, a huge difference. I appreciate you for mentioning that. I mean, I know for me, and we've got a little girl that's looking to change up our scenario here, our scene. But for me, it was exactly what you're saying. It's like that negative mindset kicks in and then it replays, and you can't seem to just get past it. And so it creeps in with this anxiety and wanting to feel better, but struggling to know how. And so for me, it was figuring out how to do it in a way that didn't make me feel numb to my feelings, but actually more present and engaged and energized at the same time. So and now you and I were able to actually use our therapy and bring it to that next level because we were able to get past the triggers and really do the deep work. Can you hear our daughter?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this because we've got a 3-year-old who wants somebody's attention. Hold on, babe.
just,
If
so,
you are feeling like,
just so everybody knows, she's not alone. We have somebody in the house who's been watching her while we're out here doing this.
that's right. Oh yeah, we've got older brothers and another person watching her. But yeah, this has been truly life changing when you start digging past the different supplements and trying to figure out what's going to work. What works for one person when it comes to medication. If that's working for you and you're happy with the way you feel and it's keeping you grounded and what you need is exactly what you need, then we're not saying to change that. But if you're looking for that next level energy, that next level presence, feeling that resilience that Jason talked about, that sleep support that Jason talked about, where you just feel like yourself again and you feel like yourself without medication, or you're supporting your medication with that next level feeling, then this may be something you really want to take a look at because we're with the mental wellness company where everything we do here is centered around your gut and mental health.
Yeah.
So,
Real quick, just on the
okay.
sleep thing, I really didn't talk about that, and I just want to get that out there because I have a feeling a lot of people struggle with sleep. So
Mm,
when I got diagnosed and I realized I had sleep, I literally pictured my life always having to depend on something to help me sleep. Right?
yeah.
That I thought I was going to need a medication. I thought I was going to need melatonin. I thought I was going to need something to help me sleep because my
Mm,
body was out of whack. And because
mhm.
of protocols, because of things that we've been able to do, I'm proud to able. I'm happy to say that I don't use anything for sleep for myself anymore. And every
Yeah.
night I'm having those dreams. Every night I'm having that. I'm waking up feeling refreshed, and that's a big difference. So if you're out there and you're thinking about, well, I need to have my dose of melatonin or a dose of whatever it is that you need to calm your mind or relax to go to sleep.
That's right.
It's really your body being imbalanced, and there is a way of healing it, but you have to have that conversation in order for that to happen. And
Right.
I'm so thankful I got, because it has helped with my anxiety, helped with my depression, helped with my PTSD, because sleep is such a huge root to a lot of those mental health struggles.
Yes. I think that's a great way to close things out is that, we are asking the question of why do we feel this way? Why do we have the anxiety? Is there a physical manifestation happening where anxiety, depression, sleep deprivation, waking up in the middle of the night, having conversations at 3 a.m. with your mind, right? Just feeling tired, feeling irritated with the people you love. Why do we feel that way? And when science comes out with clinical evidence and testimonials come out with lives changed, it's something worth paying attention to, and it's officially helped our entire family within the four walls of our home. So if you know somebody who's struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or sleep, go ahead and tag them in this video so they can reference what we're sharing with them, or go ahead and shoot them a message and let them know, because we'd really like to point to them some resources, or some resources on what it is that we're doing differently that's made such a difference in our marriage and the way that we relate to each other, the way we relate to our kids, and the quality of the work that we get done. So, God bless you. I hope that you have a great week, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Have a great day.
You guys.